I clicked the button. Things are moving in front of me. Other things are moving. And we are live. Keith.
Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley
I'm Hamda.
from The Tonight Show, The Late Late Show, and one of everybody's favorite guests from Keith and the Girl, Rob Haze. Hello, Rob.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going well. Just to refresh people's memories, Rob Haze, fantastic comedian. He, of course, had his podcast that was all about Kanye West with his buddy Chris Daniels, right? In fact, oh no, don't talk about that shit. He's giving me the next sign. No, 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 no. Because at first Kanye was a genius. Then maybe the joke is that he's the best in the fucking world. But now, like, it's not even cute now, right?
Yeah, I'm just,
It's a shame.
I can't take away that time. I can't take away those years of him being my guy, but you know, it's like with him, Diddy, R. Kelly, there's so many people that I've just got to navigate through. It's like Men in Black where you have a neuralizer and you just, erase
Hmm.
certain memories. Yeah, that's how I have to do my nostalgia now. And just like, oh yeah, no, I listened to 98 Degrees at that time. I listened to corn. I listen to different. What are you talking about? I
Right,
listen to
right.
different stuff.
We,
Yeah.
if nobody's looking, we could still listen to Kanye, right? Is that right? Not the gospel bullshit, but the good stuff.
I don't know. When you listen, does that give him money? And
It
does
doesn't.
that money
He
go
doesn't pay me.
towards
Somebody's getting paid
yeah.
somewhere. Yeah.
Someone's getting paid somewhere. I don't know.
I'd say follow the money, but that's something he would say. You know what I mean?
Also, I thought he was sick. I thought he was sick. I thought, like why are we still treating him the same if he's not well?
Yeah, yeah. But then after a decade of not well, whose fault is it? When I'm starting to think you hate Jews. That's what I'm starting to think.
I no,
I'm
I'm
making
with
peace with
you.
it too, man. I don't know.
I'm with you,
Yeah, yeah.
but also you might not be well.
He
If
might not be well. Let's hope so.
Yeah, a lot of our artists might not be well. If you
I,
walk
th-
around a museum, you're probably looking at a lot of mental illness,
People
I
were
think.
shitting on the
hmm
insurrection. And I'm like, maybe they're all not well. You ever think of that?
I don't
Uh,
know. I think they didn't have any plans. They went to the rally. Trump was like, "Go over there," and they're like, "Well, he said go over here."
Rob has a special coming out. It's called Frontin'.
hmm
When's this come out?
The special's already out, but
What?
the album version, the audio version's
Oh.
out March 2nd, which is a Easter egg to the special. There's a reference to February 31st, in Black History Month being a longer month. And so on February 31st, you can get the album.
Oh,
If
that's
you
Okay.
so funny.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, I much rather listen to the album. I don't like looking at myself. We made the special look as good as we could around me and my nonsense. But if you want to just listen to me, then yeah, go buy the album.
Is it I'm finally after 19 years of podcasting, I'm gonna get into these reels. The
Okay.
doesn't it, but how did we get here? That I
What do you
gotta do
mean?
this. We gotta make fucking video. Never mind a video of an album. That's fine. I'm already there, recorded with cameras. But now we gotta do little tricks to hook you in 1 minute. How did we get here? And is it too much or am I just too old?
I mean, I think part of it is, for me, I don't have a problem putting the special in the reels because the special is out there.
Yeah, I don't mind that too, but
It's
I got to
it's
figure
out
out how to
there.
cut audio. I mean, video now. I got to figure out how to do the fucking words.
Yeah, it's ironic for me because I
Oh,
left
God, I hate the
editing.
fucking words.
I left editing to do stand up,
Right.
Oh, wow.
and now I
Okay.
edit almost every morning to
Yeah.
get the jokes out there. It's like, I left editing because I was like, this doesn't wake me up in the morning. Jokes wake me up in the morning, and now I wake up in the morning and
Editing
edit
jokes.
jokes.
Ah, that's God damn it. Whatever happened to just audio?
Right, right. Because
Like
that's
I gotta make a clip of this now. God damn it. What is it? What do you
it
want?
reaches so many people that don't know about me. I'm tired
I
of just
get it.
streaming out into the ether and just, when I do shows, people don't follow. No matter how well I do,
Right.
standing ovation, claps, people don't pick out their,
Of
they had
course.
it. They enjoyed it. They don't get out their phones and send it to everyone they know. You got to just kind of reach the people in the phones through the phone.
That should
Have
be
you
part of the stand up. Like, let's say you have 100 people and then be like, let's all take 2 fucking minutes, re-X, and
I
get,
would
People
say
don't
I would
like that
say
though. People don't like
of
you telling
course,
them what
of
to do
course
with
they
their
don't.
phone. They don't
Yeah, they already
like,
paid
yeah.
you money. Yeah.
Right,
you
right.
know what you should do? Your t-shirt while you're doing stand-up should have a QR code of your Instagram. How about that?
I think, and then next thing you know, Kendra's saying that why tattoos are a bad idea, blah blah blah. But I think everybody should walk around with the QR code and you can look them up.
But
Oh
then they're
shit.
looking me up and I think they're recording me. Now I'm getting them kicked out because they pulled their phone up
Right.
and they're like, no, he has a QR code on him. I'm just scanning him. I'm just scanning him.
They're taking their yonder bag or whatever that is. Like, how do I cut
Hmm.
this open? It's a shirt. God damn it. Give me my phone. I remember your last album, I believe, is called Hazopedia. Is that correct?
Correct,
Right.
correct.
Very funny. Very
Can you
funny, by
believe
the
that
way.
was 5 years
I
ago?
do believe it because we had a blip like it's a fucking Marvel movie, and here we are again.
Right, right. So yeah, so this special, I started putting it together 5 years ago at the end of 2019. And it was basically ready early 22. I was talking to some streamers. It didn't work out budget-wise with them. And so I decided to just finance it myself and put it out myself.
And are you pleased about that? Or we don't know yet.
Hopefully I will be.
Right.
Right now I'm in the
I'm
hole
with
a
you. It's
little
what we
bit,
do, but yeah.
but I need people to go watch it. I need people to buy the album. I need it to make sense financially, but
Right.
I am happy that I did it and I'm happy that I was able to do it on my terms and probably we'll do the next one in a similar way.
It's
Who knows?
crazy how I do think it was the pandemic, but that made me focus on time. But it's crazy. It's crazy how time works. Like literally right now, when you're listening to this, Henda could be gone, leaving Keith and the girl. Right now, when you're listening to this, I'm on my deathbed. Like fucking time is crazy. I know it jumped somewhere weird, but like your last album, you talk about Will Smith. And you go, oh, people were mad at Will Smith because I'm like, oh, we're gonna talk about this, and he
We
goes,
messed up
because
the
of La
lyrics to
Bamba,
La
and I'm like, oh shit, well, it's a little different
Bamba.
now.
Right, right. No, that took a turn. Um, yeah, no, it's wild. I remember because I've watched every Oscars since 1996. Either recorded on tape and
Right.
watch it the next Monday until the tape went out or whatever, because it's a
Why do you
long
like
show.
it? I love live shit. I love people fucking up. Why do you love it?
I'm a movie buff, so I like that. I like the nods to movie history, and then also there's so many. I like the technical awards. I like the editing and sound and some
Right.
stuff, and I'm always interested in who wins that type of stuff. And then also
Do
I
you like?
like,
Sorry. Do you like when they remind you the beauty of the silver screen, and they got to go back to Jaws, and then Gone with the
yeah,
Wind, and then Ten
yeah,
Commandments?
oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I do
yeah.
like to be.
That's
I really
that's
like
when
to
I'm on the
remember
edge of my
magic.
seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you see.
The Rolex commercial, I love
Oh
that.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Um, but like I like seeing what they do with the speech. Are they gonna are they really surprised? Are they gonna act surprised? Like
Right.
like one of the best was Anne Hathaway. She's crying the whole time, but she does not miss a name. She
Right.
names about 25 people through the cries. I'm like, she acting right now.
She's insufferable.
Right. No, I love Anne Hathaway.
Well,
Anne
we all
Hathaway,
do,
that's my
but
dog. Shout out to Anne Hathaway if you
no, shout
listening.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I call her like AH. Yeah.
Okay.
I
Okay.
call her Annie. We're so close.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
I'm remembering your last album, and on Keith and the Girl, I like to read the new words that are added to dictionaries, and
Cool.
and it's always slang shit. And this is the point you make. It's like, first of all, how about every year we take away some words? When's the last time a motherfucker really said bootylicious in all sincerity? Never.
Come on. Come
The
on.
dictionary's getting too fucking big.
And it's like, anytime somebody has juice, they just add a word to the dictionary.
Right.
They added Riz. It's like we're gonna be done with Riz now. Now that you added Riz to the dictionary, it's
Right.
officially over. You
Yeah.
ended that word. I hope you're happy, Merriam-Webster.
They start putting in the worst words so that hopefully it'll be out of everybody's vocabulary.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're
Mm-hmm.
smart enough to get it.
Also, they on the internet now. Are they really printing dictionaries like that? So they could just add whatever whenever.
Right. But and it's got to affect global warming though. Everything's up in
How?
the fucking cloud. I don't know how this works, but if it's all ones and zeros, we're getting storms now. I don't fucking
Okay.
something's going on with the
Okay.
planet.
Keith, I
I
don't
feel
know
it.
if you
You
noticed,
feel it.
but
It's things have to take up space somewhere.
I think the cloud is a name. I don't think they really in the
I don't know. You
clouds
ever see
for
an
real.
airport and you ever been in an airplane and you're like,
I've
I can't
seen
see a
many
fucking
airports.
right, an airplane. So you're in an airplane, it's fucking white
Hmm.
everywhere, you know? That's taking up space. No
You
pun.
gotta, you gotta, you gotta take that white and then move it up, and then you can see other things. Are
Mm.
you looking at the shade?
Oh, I see the blinds.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
all
yeah.
right.
Yeah. If
That's
everything's
what they
white, then
mean.
then like
But
grab that, move that up, and then you
I
might see a
see.
sky or a
No,
wing,
I'm
depending
afraid
on
I'm
where
gonna
you're
see
sitting.
digital shit in the air.
that's what they mean by I was blind, now I see.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I just want to interrupt this because pizza gave the channel, we're on the Keith and the Girl YouTube channel, gave the channel $1.99. So I have to interrupt the show real quick, you guys.
Sure, of course,
And
that's
it's
fair.
in all caps. Air horns up for this MF. And then 5 exclamation points. I think
Okay.
he's talking about you,
I
Rob
think it's
Haze.
positive.
Okay. All right. How much of
Okay.
that 199 goes to me?
We're
I
giving
will
you half.
Venmo you 37 cents later.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
Okay.
we take out taxes.
Yeah.
We're not getting fucked by $1.99 shout out. We're taking
Understand.
taxes.
Understand.
Okay.
I'll send the W-9 for my
I
33.
appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Venmo at
Mm-hmm.
public so that everybody thinks we're fucking weirdos. Jesus Christ. You ever see that? You see that we were talking about the other day. These people that Venmo like half a pizza, and it's like, aren't you your wife? Aren't you the
Yeah.
husband of the fucking dude you just wrote to?
What you call it? Hannibal used to comment on people's Venmos. So you'd Venmo somebody, thanks, like, yeah, a slice of pizza, and then Hannibal would be like, how was it?
Good, Hannibal
But then,
Burst. That is great.
yeah.
Yeah.
We just had someone on the show who got drunk and started commenting on
Her
her
exes,
ex's
yeah.
Venmo in transactions. So it was like one was rent, and she's like, "Good on you for paying rent." It wasn't even like shade or hate or anything. It was just like straight like, "You did it." Oh, pizza. I like pizza, and that's how she blacks out.
You got to go all the way. You got to hate. You got to hate on your ex's Venmo. You can't just be out here being positive in the comments. You already there. You already drunk. You already there. You might as
Yeah.
well say something wild.
Yeah, you did. She didn't do it to like be friendly. It's got to be one way or
Mm-hmm.
the other. So it was like muffins. Interesting, because I thought you hated yeast.
If that person is in a relationship, it's gonna be taken bad regardless of what you say.
Right.
You
That's
could
true.
you could say he loves pizza, and it'd be like, oh, okay. Why does she know that you love pizza? It's gonna be a whole thing.
Well, we're
Why
her
is she still
toppings.
thinking about you love pizza? Why
Mm-hmm.
is that on her
Mm-hmm.
mind? Yeah, you should, instead of going like, "Good on you for paying rent," like, "Where were you when our rent was due?"
Right.
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 You
The,
made me put the apartment in my name, and now I gotta live with my mom.
do
Sad
you?
emoji.
By the way, this is news. Rob recently got engaged.
Mm-hmm. She said yes.
He's
Holy
holding
sh-
his hand up. There's no ring.
Guys, we don't get a ring. We don't get anything.
Right, we just got to pay. Did you look up
Mm-hmm.
how much you're supposed to pay for a ring and like what the fuck?
I did, but also I'm my own boss. I pay myself, so I was able
Right.
to, get that number down a little bit.
When they say when they say 2 months, I pick the worst 2 months, and I'm like I do surge pricing, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But also, I mean, as we go along, I don't know. I have I've got her some earrings that can be upgraded.
right,
And so
you turn them in like, can you turn this shit into a ring?
yeah, yeah. So as time goes on, who's to say that that's the only jewelry I buy? But I got her a nice ring. I'm not to brag, but she got the ring that she wanted.
How did
Right,
you
so,
know what she
or the one
wanted?
she deserves.
I saw it. She told me
It was clear.
uh well before we were even talking about being engaged, what she likes, what she doesn't like. And then I had
Uh,
like a group chat with her closest friends,
Oh,
and I showed them, and then they were like, this is what I think
they
she
said I'll get
likes.
back
and
to you. I have to make a text 1 second, and no, less opal.
and they let me know the size of her finger and stuff,
Right.
and
You know
yeah.
what's funny is if like when you get in touch with your girlfriend's female friends, they're like, she's this size ring, she likes some oval, she likes 1.5 carat, whatever it is, they have a list. If I were to get in touch with your guy friends, would they know
Hmm.
shit about anything about your like, hey, what kind of ring would he want?
But
Like a
You
wrestling
might.
ring?
these women aren't fucking nuts. Like they don't really know the ring size of their friend. They obviously asked her and then came back and went, "She's horny now, but it's a 3 or whatever the fuck."
I mean, they might be nuts. Not
Don't get me wrong.
specifically my fiance's friends, but
Right.
I know some women that would bring bridal magazines everywhere. Bring bridal magazines to a football game, just like during timeout, reading bridal stuff. It's some women that's into marriage. They watch marriage shows. They don't ever make groom shows. There's no groomzilla.
Right. It would just be us going, if you like the color, I like the color.
Right, right.
So helpful.
Yeah,
So
it's
helpful.
called What an Asshole. And it's
Hmm.
us going, if you like it,
I don't know flowers, yeah,
right.
there's no show like that.
Do how long ago was the engagement?
It was March of 23.
Okay, so what are we doing?
We're taking our time, we're
Yeah, just
enjoying
got to figure
our
each other
time.
out.
Um,
You live with
I
each other and you're looking around. That's interesting.
we're not having a big wedding. We're just gonna have a small ceremony and then have a couple parties with some close friends. But yeah,
Nice. Does it become a point of contention? Like, pick a date already. Does that either of you feel that way or have to deal
I'm
with
more
that?
on I'm more on that type of time.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
let's
more
keep it
on the
cool.
pick a date. Yeah,
I'll
pick a
pick a
date
date. Pick a
already.
date.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's more my style.
Okay.
I had a wedding already and
Congrats,
I
thoughts
didn't
and prayers.
thank you. I got a divorce. I appreciate it. I didn't like the whole standing in front of people, the ceremony, the getting a dress, the production of it. I think next time I'm gonna be like, hey, group text, I got married. Anyone want to buy us dinner?
And then we Venmo
That's
you.
real. That's real. I
And
mean,
we
like,
could celebrate individually with people. You don't have to buy a gift. You could pick the restaurant if you want. Let's celebrate.
Yeah,
That's cool. I
it'll be
wouldn't
less than
mind
$200, and then everybody
your
wins.
budget. We can go to, Mamoon's, grab a falafel, a shawarma.
Right.
Then that's my wedding with you. And then a wedding with somebody else who's having a good financial year. Could be a steakhouse. It's up to you. How fun is that? Celebrate the way you want to. We just want to, cheers with you. Water, maybe seltzer if we're feeling sassy.
I dig it, but a dinner you can't be late to. A wedding, you can sneak in anytime.
I don't know. I tried that. People get very upset when you sneak into their
Yeah, I
weddings.
was a little
You
hemmed.
weren't. Oh, I wonder why you brought it up. Oh my God. You also got divorced. Next one, I'll be on time.
Do you think you should it's probably too late now. So this might sound silly, but marry somebody divorced, get it out of the way, and then you and your
Mm.
angel will be pretty perfect. Because how do you know who you are if you didn't get a divorce?
I can't answer that. I've
Right.
never
I know. I know.
been
Yeah.
divorced. It's my first time being engaged. Hopefully, the last.
Of
I'm rooting
course.
for us to grow old together and be grandparents and whatnot.
All right.
Yeah,
Have
see,
you
this is what people sound like when they don't have one wedding under their belt.
right?
It's just
Hey,
weird
he's
sounding.
Hmm.
happy. If he's
Yeah,
happy, he's
sure.
happy. Uh,
Sounds possible.
have you guys discussed kids? You say grandkids?
Hmm. We discussed kids. We're at a standstill as far as negotiations on the number, but
Okay.
it's
You want
one right
three?
now.
Oh, okay.
I want more than one. I had a sister. I felt, I don't know. I've seen some only children and how they move, and I don't know if I want to just throw that into the
That
world.
makes sense.
Yeah.
It is very interesting. They are different. Only children, though, they do know how to just be like without needing someone to play off of or to play with them. And I don't know. I need people. I had two brothers and I am so glad because especially that just feels like my whole family right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, especially my family. Man, picture I was an only child and I'm dealing with my dad. Fuck
Hmm.
out of here. I wouldn't be here. I don't know if I'd be in jail. I'd be dead. I don't know. I don't mean to be too dramatic, but I would not be here.
You know what? I believe that. I believe the maybe jail, maybe all this. Yeah.
Right.
I wonder if you would have figured out that you can hit your dad before, you were 40, like now.
Right. Everybody thought you can. Did you hear people like when they were kids, fought their dad? You ever do that, Rob? I didn't know you could do that
No,
when you were a
my
kid.
dad was huge and I got my height late, so I never even thought about hitting my dad. My dad was like in great shape. Like I feel like, yeah, my dad at the age I'm at now would destroy me now. Like, yeah, I can't think of a scenario, until my dad got sick, and then it's like you can't fight somebody when they sick.
Right. That's how they
So
get you.
yeah,
Yeah.
Fighting
yeah.
rules.
So but yeah, no, my dad was huge, 6'2", always in the gym, great shape. And then yeah, I didn't get my height until pretty much I was out the door, like senior year, 11th grade year. That's when I got my height. And also we didn't have a bad relationship. We didn't have too many reasons to fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's
I
funny.
should have
Not
said
too
that
many
first. I
reasons.
should have said that first. Yeah, I grew late, you know what I'm saying? I was too small to fight him. We was in different weight class. No, but also my father was a nice guy.
I like that it was first just a general dude answer. Like,
Right.
no, that guy's big. I'm not gonna fight. Oh, wait, I like him. I wasn't gonna fight him. Hold on a
Yeah,
second.
yeah.
Feelings, 1 second.
Is he still around?
No, my dad passed in 2018.
Okay.
Hmm.
Is
Hmm.
that is the
Pandemic free.
right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he was real sick, so the
Hmm.
pandemic would have got him out of here. But yeah.
Is that I don't know if this is a silly question. Does that weigh on you in some way for the wedding? Like, it's just a shame. God damn it.
I think it's more ways on me about not having a big wedding or not having my sister just got married. She just had a big wedding, and so a lot of his friends were there, and some of our family on that side. So
I
I
see.
don't have the pressure of you gotta do the wedding to bring the family together.
Right.
I don't have
Hmm.
any of that.
Your
Um,
sister took that for you. Did you thank
my
her? I
sister, oh
I
yeah,
require
for
my
sure.
brothers to thank me for like my little brother had to thank me because I'm like, by the time you became a teenager, they were so sick of teenagers because of me. You're very welcome. He was allowed to do whatever he wanted because they were so tired of telling people to come home on time or not to go there they were
Right.
just like, whatever. So yeah, always thank your sister. That's today's PSA.
You got hand-me-down
I was the
pacifiers, but
oldest. I was the oldest, so I didn't have a curfew or nothing. But also, I was lame. Nobody wanted me out late,
right.
so I didn't have a curfew. But also, like, I had no plans.
Your parents were like, you don't have a curfew. Bye.
Yeah, and that meant I guess I could watch Cinemax with the volume on too.
Right, right. Spinning,
Hand on the previous channel button in case somebody come downstairs or something, you know.
moving my head real fast back and forth to unscramble it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Can I read this if I may? This is from Courtney. And Courtney is talking about my new stand-up that's out right now. It's called Nice Try Tricksters. And Courtney said, I loved every minute of it. And this is very exciting, these reviews. Thank you. Because you do get nervous, even after you finish it, even if you finish a project. Are you in the stage right now, Rob, where you're nervous? You know you did good. You've seen it, obviously. Are you nervous the whole world might be nuts tomorrow?
A little bit, a little bit, or you know, you're nervous that like, oh, you know, somebody pulls up and they're like, you know, Dick Van Dyke Show did this joke already. Like,
Right.
how did you not know that? How
Right.
did you not know season 3 of Green Acres? They didn't went through this premise. Arnold said this joke. Like, what is wrong with you? You know,
Right.
Arnold's a pig for the people who aren't
Sure.
70 years old listening.
Keith, before you read that probably good review, can I give you my weird review? Because I listened to the whole thing again.
Okay.
So fun. I already told you the Juneteenth joke it always has me nervous, even though
Oh,
I
you got
already heard it
Juneteenth
before.
joke.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
actually
I'm
track
listening to
one,
that
but all
one
right.
first. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Well, it's gonna be track one for me regardless.
Yeah, so I'm always on heightened alert and then going like, oh God, he's gonna do this again. Of course he's gonna do it. Hamda, he recorded it. You're listening to the same thing. And then I just a relief every time I hear the end of it. I'm like, okay, somehow you were able to talk about that. So I have little notes that I wrote
Okay.
that are terrible because I'm like, how am I gonna relay how good that joke is? So I'm just gonna read my
Okay.
notes and let's see what we can make of it.
All right.
You cried over your hair, but you were willing to go to war. That was the
Yes.
army segment.
Yes. I was ready to kill other 18-year-olds that didn't have anything going on or understand the gravity of the situation. But then they shaved my head, and I'm like, all of it?
And then you pulling up a note from your girlfriend's
Oh,
son being too
Benny.
late, being too young to go to war. Meanwhile, he's like 20. And then you managed to talk about dad emails. You brought up your dead mom. And it was so like, wait, we're going to take a turn. And you still managed to make it so funny and thoughtful. The sixth sense, you found how to turn that into a feelings lesson. Excuse me, multiple stars on that one.
Men are so bad at communication, Rob, that Bruce
Mhm.
Willis didn't even know he was fucking dead. He just thought his wife was mad because he was late to an anniversary dinner. These fucking guys.
Was so good. And then and the Burt Reynolds thing with your dead uncle. There's a lot of death, and it was so fun and funny. Um, when you listed what people running for government should do to prove, like, one of them was go on a government health site and get insurance.
Right.
Oh my God. Again, I'm ruining all of your jokes.
If
And then
you
it was
no,
such
you're
a
not. If you're the fucking president, I want to see you file your taxes. You can call 1-800 IRS if you want. If
oh,
you're a mayor, I want you to buy a subway ticket, and you can ask the guy in the booth for help if you want.
I love it. And then what a special surprise. The Brother Love song comes up at the end with the credits. So sweet. And then at the end, you point to this slash dad. And I was so proud. I'm like, look at you producing. Oh my goodness. So much. I'm just like,
I
I just wanted
appreciate it. It's
to
nice.
write down every time I was like, how do I relay this? And I know I'm not relaying it well. So just get the album.
It's called
I
Nice
gotta
Try
check this
Tricksters.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I loved every minute of it. This has topped everything before it, so I definitely look forward to what's next. Well, first of all, what's next? Can I have a minute?
Oh
This just
yeah.
came out. What do you
I've
mean,
been
what's
getting
next?
that. I've been getting that. This was good. When's the next one? And it's like,
Right.
whoa, what's I think I know what the next one's called. Like, hopefully something crazy in the news happens along
Right.
the way. Like, yeah.
You have to call it thank you next.
New people will be as entertained as continuing fans. 5 stars. Well, thank you, Courtney. That's sweet. I have 2 letters here I want to read about Henda's departure, if I may.
Okay.
All right.
Do I have veto power? Like, can I be like, nah, don't read those this time. Read them some other time.
If you
Yeah,
have
of course.
alternate emails, yes.
I thought you
I
meant if she
don't. I
leaves or
don't.
not.
Me too. Yeah, I was like, oh, let's hear this. Okay.
Jamie says, hi, Henda and Keith. Watching Henda's departure announcement on Kickstarter was a shock. I've been a loyal Keith and the Girl listener since the show was topping the iTunes charts, and I'm a VIP member for many years. Like any good listener with an unhealthy parasocial relationship, my first thought was, why? Why is Henda leaving me? But as Keith mentioned during a recent episode, how long have you stayed at a job? It's just time for Henda to move on. That I expect to listen to Keith and the Girl forever, and then parentheses, well, maybe. Initially, I wondered if I'd still want to listen. I love your dynamic together, and I was worried it wouldn't have the same vibe. I often find myself agreeing with Henda on many topics. I binged VIP shows like What's My Name and adored her way of interviewing guests. I thought I couldn't have Keith and the Girl without Henda. Then one day, as I was ranting about something in my head, I realized I was talking in Keith's voice. When I rant, I channel Keith. As much as I love listening to Henda, I also love Keith's humor and no nonsense point of view. Henda's very nonsense. That is true. I'm absolutely.
I'm sorry.
Please, no, please.
No, I don't like that they said since y'all were topping the charts, like trying to make it seem like y'all fell off or something. I don't
That's
like
funny.
that.
You really are an
like
artist.
that.
I didn't even take it bad, but
yeah, no, I don't like that. I don't like that making it seem like y'all can't get back to the top of the charts. This episode gonna chart so crazy. Get ready to screenshot it. Get ready to screenshot it. The charts move quick.
I'm absolutely going to miss Henda. We are lucky we had her and Keith and the Girl in its current form for as long as we did. I feel privileged to have seen a listener during so many life-changing moments, to have been a listener, during so many life-changing moments for both hosts, including the entire Dad Email saga, which I strongly feel is headed to a miniseries in some way, shape, or form. Here's a pro tip for anyone who is missing Henda. Keith and the Girl VIP has all the episodes they've ever done. All of them. You could start from episode 1 and literally live another 19 years with Henda and Keith. It would be like she never left. There is so much in the VIP app. You will never run out of things to listen to. Thank you, Henda, for 19 years. Good luck on your next journey, Jamie.
Thank you. And thank you for being a VIP member. That's what kept us going for 19 years. And also, really, this is how I felt when the Fugees were like, okay, we're good. I'm like, what do you mean you're good?
Right.
Since when do 3 people sound like that together? Like, yes, there's been like rap and female vocals on it and blah, blah, blah. But like, you're the Fugees. The fuck? And then I'm like, and then you're going to make your own albums? Then just work together. What the fuck?
Save money on the studio, dummy.
Wow.
The first time that I was like, wait, what? Don't we get a vote? And then I was fine. That's all that happened. And then I realized that they're artists and they're going to continue being artists, but it was a little bit of a heartbreak. There was something special about their specific dynamic together. But then watch Sister Act and you're like, oh, that's fun.
Right.
So you saying you about to make a Lauryn Hill album? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not singing. I know that.
You about to make the greatest album of all time? Is that what you just said?
It's not going to be doo-wop, so it'll never be able to top like she tops. And I will never say that I'm anywhere near as talented as Lauryn Hill, but I will probably eventually get back to music. Yes.
Her album's going to be called The Mispronunciation of Henda.
Holy shit, that's so funny. See, I already have a title. You and me, Rob, we're ready.
Right.
That's the hard part. Andy writes, Dear Henda and Keith, I've listened to every episode of the show since the summer of 2005. Within the first 100 episodes of when you started. Wow. I was working a part-time job with my second edition iPod during breaks from college.
Chills.
I'm 40 now.
Oh my God.
20 to 40.
Wow.
I'm 40 now, male, and I give an epic porcelain shattering dump about this email.
Ugh, you're male now. I'm so sorry. Keep going.
I remember looking into this brand new thing called podcasting. I figured one of these had to be like morning radio with daily shows to keep me busy. I
That's
found you
right.
guys. Of the handful of shows in the space at that time, you were already the most professional and most palatable, and that hasn't changed. That's actually our tagline. Pretty
Pallets,
palatable.
pallets, pallets.
It's odd after 19 years to have been impacted so much, but by people you've never met. There's nothing I'm a fan of that has been putting out entertainment as frequently, consistently, as long as your show. Here's the word again, you're my parasocial relationship before parasocial was a word anyone knew. I had to download the show as one long MP3. This predated the podcast app. That's true.
Wow.
iTunes was after us. It's crazy.
Right.
Hell, it predated the ability for my music player to remember where the show had stopped at. I had to memorize the time code anytime I stopped mid-episode. This is a long-winded way of saying that in light of Henda soon leaving, how much you both mean to me. You don't know me, you've never met me, and until this email, you didn't know I even existed. I've never been at a Keith and the Girl event, I'm not active on the forums, and I've never written into the show before. Nevertheless, you've made an immeasurable impact on my life. Through the years of your show, I went from being a lost kid to a slightly less lost man. I cut off contact with my toxic family because you showed me that your mental health was more important than unhealthy relationships. Good for Rob that he didn't have to fight his dad, but some of us are different. What? Okay. Hemda's empathy and kindness helped me in times of depression and suicidal ideation. I recall her telling a suicidal listener something along the lines of, "It's normal not to want to live in this world. This world is a difficult place, but I'm glad you're still here, and I hope you stay here." As someone raised in a conservative, hateful family and raised in conservative, hateful places, you showed me the experiences and humanity and people across every spectrum of society. Comedy I could never be exposed to, stories I never would know, all because of your steadfast refusal to judge people by their actions and not their labels. I listened to Hemda pitted against one trial after another, right? You just mentioned the divorce, of course, the tumor, etc. I mean, the whole life's a mess. She dealt with one thing after another. She continued with joy and hope during situations that would break anyone else and made things easier to deal with in my life. Not only did she deal with so much, but she was transparent about it and used it as a way to give perspective and hope to people like me. There's a lot of dynamic on the show that makes it special, but the core of what makes it work is that at its core, it is about humanity, unflinchingly, and somehow not as cynical as perhaps the world deserves. Whatever the topic, whomever the guest, you approach it all openly and transparently, and somehow, through the journey, you allow yourself to go on. You allow us all to understand it for ourselves. This is the gift, Hemda, that you have given to me. I put off reading this email, but I wanted to at least point out one thing. For every email like this you get, there are countless that you don't. And I think it's important to know, as you depart, just how many lives you've made better that you don't get emails about.
Oh
Either way, Hemda, you've made my life better. And for someone who isn't actually in my life, that's an incredible gift. And
I'm in there.
What's that?
I'm in there.
Yeah. In this next chapter, I wish you all the joy and success that you deserve. Keith, you're great too. Sorry this was a boring positive email and nobody was shitting on you. With love, Andy.
Man, y'all gonna make me cry.
Andy, what a sweet. Oh my, I don't. This is the only time I get tongue-tied and I really genuinely don't know what to say. It's yeah, see, I Keith brings up the dumbest news stories and I have something to say and here it is. It's just like 19 years of I got something for that, and
Right.
now I'm just like, wow, I don't know.
Loved.
I like the
Thank you.
history of the podcast in there. It did take me back. I was anti-podcast because I feel like subscribing to a podcast destroyed my laptop at the time. It couldn't hold all that stuff, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. I gotta get out of here. This ain't taking up all my memory. I can't listen in time. Yeah.
And now you have a podcast, the Inconsistent Podcast. No joke.
Now I have a
Yeah,
podcast, the
now you're in the
Inconsistent
world.
Podcast with Rob Haze. I'm on all DSPs. It's inconsistent and comes out when it's ready. Don't expect consistency. Some if there's audio issues, that's just branding. That's just marketing. You know, that's just us. That's just us sticking to the brand. It's inconsistent. You get whatever you get.
I was nervous about today's show because there's a smoke that it sounded like it ended up being a carbon monoxide thing of the battery was low. But somebody in my apartment building had a beep that wouldn't fucking stop. But the beauty about the inconsistent podcast is now you're part of that party. Whereas I
Mm-hmm.
was nervous what
Mm-hmm.
I would do. Good for you. I like that. I like that.
What would you do? You'd change their battery or you'd fight them?
I would kick the door open and find if if you're scheduled, Rob, I would kick their door open and find out where the thing is.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
literally shove it up their asshole. I
What's a
don't think I'm
carbon
exaggerating.
monoxide thing do? What is that?
It
Is
tests
that
for
beep
that.
like a smoke detector?
Yeah, yeah. It's odorless and it beeps.
Mm.
Yeah, and and so and you start going fucking crazy trying to find out where this beep is. Is it behind my door? Is it from the ceiling? It's not in my place. What the fuck is this that will not stop? And then my landlord came over. It had ended up being from him, by the way. He
Mm.
downstairs place he has, but then he's looking at my smoke detector, and I have black bars over where it or black tape over where the smoke comes in, and he's like, "Oh, what's this?" And I'm like, "I don't know what the fuck to tell you. I can't cook, I guess, but it'll drive you nuts, and it's best the tape is there." He's like, "No problem, okay." I don't know, but that's a sensitive thing, or I burn constantly. But
It's
either
true.
way,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
and they're
think
wired
my
to the walls now. Like you can't just remove it.
You gotta open a window.
Sure, but next thing you know, wah, 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 but okay.
every time I cooked, it went off because if you just a little bit of smoke in the air because we're in such small apartments, it feels to the smoke detector like things are on fire as soon as you start
Right.
cooking because it senses a fire. That's how small New York City apartments are. You got to get
Right.
different smoke detectors.
I turn
Do
on a
y'all do
lamp, it
y'all
goes
have
off.
fans on under the, do y'all have fans
Yeah,
over the
we're human.
stove?
We're human beings, but if I forget the fan,
You gotta turn that fan on, man. That fan's important.
I
Boom,
see that. I see that.
done.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
When
why I
I
didn't
was
think of that.
I feel like we had a fan and then like a mouse tail came down the fan.
Ah,
And then it was like, now we can't turn on the fan because then it's gonna be mouse everywhere.
Oh
But
my
also, this is
fucking
the worst
God.
way to find out it's a mouse, up there. So then we stuck some rat poison in the
into
other
the
part of the
fan vent.
fan, and then now we got a dead mouse hanging out the fan. Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
my
what are you?
God.
What's open a window? Oh my goodness.
Have you tried takeout?
All right. I do have a news story for you, Henda.
Oh yeah.
An Elvis impersonator who has toured the country for decades faces child sex charges after he was caught naked with a 16-year-old. 16-year-old was a New York runaway. This was in a Pennsylvania hotel room. Matthew Chantaloy is 45 years old. He was in Motel 6 in Summit Township. Cops found him with the naked girl. They don't say how or whatnot. The defense is saying we're conducting our own investigation, so that can't be good. You either did it or didn't do it. What are you fucking investigating? Could he just say, "Hey, I'm Elvis. I was going off the source material." If anything,
Hey.
16 is 2 years later than Priscilla was. What's the fucking problem? These Elvis movies, they will not flat out say she was 14. I saw the big Elvis movie. They used the word teenager. I saw Priscilla, which is more her point of view, but the same fucking story. He's doing
They
drugs.
said she was 14 and Priscilla.
I didn't hear
You
the
don't
word
remember that scene? He
14.
was like, "Well, how old are you?" And she was like, 14. And he was like, "Woo!"
Yeah, he didn't. She didn't just say like her grade in school. She really said 14.
Oh, you know what? She might have said ninth grade. She might have
Yeah,
said ninth grade. And in my head, that was enough to be like, okay, man, you
but
want
the
to
woman
see some
director,
disappointed old white
Coppola's
people?
daughter. Sorry, Coppola's daughter. Uh, is definitely on Priscilla's side and like in blaming
Yeah,
Elvis.
yeah.
So why not say 14? Why not spell it out?
I think you're the only one pressed about her having to say that she's
A
14. I
little
think the
bit.
rest of us saw her with the school books and a little sweater and saying she was in ninth grade and did a math. I don't think that was a note anybody else had.
All
But
right.
at the same time, you want to see some disappointed old white people. Priscilla, they was in there, they was crying, they was looking sad. I think they thought they was gonna see a love story. And it
I
was like,
see.
no, that ain't what this is.
I think Keith's point is Elvis has to be such a god that they don't emphasize stuff. And like you said, um, it, they go into the theater going like, no matter what, because this is Elvis related, this will be a dream. I'm about to go
Mm-hmm.
into
Right.
fantasy. I'm about to like they think they're going to become Elvis because they are America, you know? And
Uh-huh.
it's exactly what you said, Rob. It's like you go into the theater going like, show me Jesus. And they're just so disappointed. I think they don't maybe they showed her with the school books and saying ninth grade and maybe ninth grade um I don't know if it sounds older or younger to people. It sounds young to me, but I think if it was anybody else, they would extra show the age in a couple more and I don't even want to watch this because just the hype of Elvis and everything Elvis related that I watch is so gross that I'm afraid of what they're going to show me from even Priscilla's side. That this 14-year-old is in this light because of a grown man that we continue to worship is so fucking weird to me that
Yeah.
we don't we don't even show we don't show anything as like, hey, maybe we should reconsider how we see this drug addict who you're not cool with other drug addicts. You tell them to just get off, do better, pull your pants up, pull your bootstraps, whatever the fuck. Now,
Well, his
this
pants and
white
his shirt was
savior,
one thing. So, you don't got to tell him to pull the pants up because it's got sleeves.
He's like,
that's how you
I
fool
got that.
everyone.
You're right. I got that covered, baby.
Yeah, it's too much. So I'm afraid to watch Priscilla. I'm afraid that they're going to show it like a love story. So it feels good to me that you guys are saying they didn't really. Did
Be
they though?
afraid because they
No.
drag that shit on. It's so we get he's doing drugs and he's fucking other chicks. We get it. They have Colonel Parker on the phone, and I'm like, well, that's the fun part.
Right, right. They should have had more conversations with her dad, even if it was like people talking to her dad and some of the other people in her life. But I will say the movie is the best case scenario. Like he throws a chair at her, but he misses by so much that it's like watchable. And it's like in your head, you're seeing all this stuff, and you're like, this is the movie version. If the real version's any worse than this, it's like, yeah.
Yeah, he seems to be just as bad as anybody else we would quote cancel, which only means you're getting your correct audience. But he seems like the person it's like
Yeah.
he beats women, right? Is what I'm understanding. He is a pedophile. He's a drug addict who pursues drugs. I don't think he ever tried to stop. And you're just glorifying every single step, every single decision that he's ever made. But he really is
I
just
mean,
talented.
when you put it like that, he sounds like a bad guy.
It sounds like
But
we can't do his music at our wedding either. What can we do?
But America should recognize this is who you love. This is who's beloved. And the next person who is like this and has all of those things, you're going to love them also. You love these people. So just like
Mm.
recognize yourself in that, you know? And maybe do separate the artist from the work, but then don't do movies about how the artist and the work is something that you look up to. Like separate it in your mind too. Do some of the mental gymnastics, but they're feeding you this glory of a human being who died before he was 30. How old was he? Because he was because he was raging, because he had illness, because he had like, why is this only a man who we look up to when every other decision he made was something that you are against, was something that you put laws against? You put laws against um drugs, you put laws against children and having sex with them. Like, this is not something that you would co-sign. It's only him. It's only when like your dude who sinks to you and looks at you with those eyes, you don't understand that this is another partner that you're being played by.
The way he
Did
moved
you
his
take
hips.
this into consideration though? He warned us not to step on his blue suede shoes. This is what happens. Somebody stepped on his shoes,
Hmm.
and this is what happens, you
And then
know?
Jailhouse Rock, what are you going to do?
Come on.
Yeah, he did
I
say.
wonder who's gonna like I'm surprised there's still Elvis impersonators, and I wonder who from this generation would get an impersonator. Because I feel like the
Right.
impersonation game is really like slacked off. I feel like, you know, they that used to be a thing. It used to be advertisements, and you'd be like, "Oh, we got a Madonna impersonator, we got a Michael Jackson
Yeah.
impersonator. They're on tour together. You see the stars, Frank Sinatra." And I don't really know who you know, are there going to be Taylor Swift impersonators?
Hmm.
But you're
I
right. You're right about the impersonation game. I do remember it's like come to this car dealership and blah blah
Mm-hmm.
blah.
Mm-hmm.
Marilyn Monroe. Yeah.
Come to this
Funny.
drive-in movie theater. You know, we got these impersonators in town.
The Elvis died at 42 years old. And let me
Oh,
speaking of blue
wow. I
suede
was not close.
well, that's still young.
Mm.
But speaking of blue suede shoes, my mom really did buy me blue suede shoes. I didn't fucking ask for them. They were a Buster Brown. It was, just $2. That's what I had to wear to school. And I'll tell you something. You don't come off very cool wearing blue suede shoes to school.
What
Promise.
See,
what what did you have on with them?
Right. I didn't have a tuxedo cape. I had regular clothes. That's true. That's a good
Yeah.
point.
Were
Yeah.
your clothes even blue?
No, they didn't match. No.
but do you see what Elvis does to your life? That's your mom's reference of cool. Done. That's it. No matter how old, no matter how much time has passed, no matter how long he's been dead, blue suede shoes. Let me love my son so much that I get him the cool shoes because we're referencing fucking Elvis still.
Well, I hope she's up in heaven now giving him the business. All right.
Meaning drugs.
Here's what you want to do. Yeah, I hope they're having fun up there.
Yeah,
What's
right.
the fucking point? You can't get high. The album and the special is called Frontin'
Yes.
by Rob Haze.
Because you
What
know he's got you open. Don't front.
the podcast is called The Inconsistent Podcast. You get away when you get it, it sounds like what it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
it.
Where do you
Anything
want
else?
people to listen to your album? Sometimes people have like one platform that they prefer. What do you think?
I would say iTunes so that they could buy it.
Right.
iTunes.
But
Okay.
you know, if they want to do it off Apple Music, Spotify, then that's fine too. But you know, if they buy it on iTunes, then I definitely see the proceeds from that for sure.
And here's the thing. These are two people who self-produced. Show the big producers that they made a big mistake by
Right.
buying the albums. Let him have way more negotiating power next time, and he'll still put it out himself. Don't
Yeah.
tell anyone.
Take that,
Mm-hmm.
Quincy
Mm-hmm.
Jones.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Good to see you, Rob. Thank you so much for your time. You sound
Good
like
to
you're
see you
doing good.
too.
You're looking good, and I'm very proud of your stand up.
I'm having a blast. I'm living LA. LA doesn't treat everyone nice, but I'm having a nice time out here. I do miss you guys and but at the same time, you guys are on the Zoom now. You guys are not even in the studio anymore,
Yeah,
you
we got to
know?
figure it out. We can't leave you.
And him to I'm sad to see you leave, but I know great things are on the horizon. The mispronunciation album's gonna be crazy. Yeah.
That's great. It was so great to be on mic with you. It's a pleasure and an honor. I got to do this for 19 years and
Wow.
it's amazing. It's amazing. But I'm not going to say goodbye yet. I'm just going to say see you later.
There you go. All right, everybody. Have a great weekend. Another week with come to next week, of course. KeithandTheGirl.com. Share, like it, all that bullshit. All right. Thanks a lot. That's it. Stick around for a minute, but Kenda's gonna close.
Okay.
We got pizza and tears, you guys.
Nice.
Kevin Hart impersonation. Big shouts to Rob. Big grats to Rob. And earlier, Pizza thought like, yes, you were going to jail for sure. I just wanted you to make sure that you knew that.
What was the jail thing?
You were like, where would I be if I knew
Oh,
I
right,
could punch
right.
my dad?
Yeah,
So
something
Pizza
happened.
decided you'd be in jail.
Yeah,
Thanks for all the air horns. Thanks for the $1.99. We'll Venmo Rob thanks to you.